What is up, YouTube? It's came out and Tammy's showing you how to make a sampled Kanye type beat. I figured now's the best time to do this since Kanye is trending, he's getting a divorce, gotta profit out those YouTube views, and I can teach you guys some shit at the end anyway, so it's a win-win. I'm gonna be using Ableton for this, but if you guys are using any other DAW, as long as you know your DAW, you can learn some stuff, follow along. The plugins might be different, but as long as you know your stuff, you'll be good. If you don't, I'll link some tutorials down in the description for some popular DAWs, and I'm gonna be doing an Ableton tutorial soon, so stay tuned for that if you want it. Alright, so here we are in Ableton. To start this off, I'm just gonna grab like a pack that I already got from Splice. It's called Resampled Soul Selections, and basically when you're making like Kanye beats, what you want to do is just grab like a sample, like an old sample or something from like a soul pack or like a soul song, and like try to find some vocals in it and try to make a loop out of it. Since I'm just using a loop already from Splice, I don't have to do that. Maybe I'll make a video later to show you guys how to do that, but just for now we're just gonna use this loop. It's already pretty good, so here's what it sounds like. Alright, so I'm going to start this out by going in Ableton and just making sure all of the waveforms are where I want them to be. If you're doing this in FL Studio, I've never done it in FL Studio, but I would just find a tutorial online. I'm pretty sure it's just a matter of turning on stretch and doing it that way. But again, I'm not an FL Studio expert, so. Alright, so it should be in time now. I just grabbed like a few of the transients. I'm going to put it in complex now so that it doesn't sound all wonky. And then I'm also going to play around with the transposition. Alright, so that sounds good enough to me already. So what I like to do when I'm making like any trap or like any hip hop with like fast hi-hats like Kanye's does, or like any hi-hats really, I'm just gonna put like a two-step hi-hat pattern, and it doesn't have to stay there. It's just to like keep a beat, because I like to use those while I'm making like the kick and snare pattern. So I'm just gonna go into Sunny Digital, grab a hi-hat that I think sounds good with it. Alright, so I got the hi-hat pattern. It's literally just a two-step hi-hat, pretty simple, but it's gonna help you keep time when you're making the kick and the snare. It just gives me more inspiration. I don't know why. So you don't have to put that. Like, I'm gonna change the hi-hat eventually, but it gives me some inspiration for making the kick and snare, and it gives me some variation when I'm like making the kick and snare. So that's where we're gonna start the kick right now. Alright, so I think that's where the loop's gonna start. Next loop again. We're just gonna copy and paste everything I got here. Do that, and then that's gonna be a loop. So for Kanye beats and stuff, I'm not gonna make the kick too complicated because we're gonna add 808s, and also you don't want too much like grit on the kick in the beginning because you're also gonna be adding 808s and you don't want it to conflict as much. But we're gonna get to that when we get to that. So now we're gonna do the snare. Alright, so now we got the snare going, and basically now I'm just gonna put some, make the hats. I'm actually gonna leave. Nah, I'm not. I'm gonna do with the hats is I'm just gonna take all this out now and just make a hi-hat pattern by myself without this. Alright, so I'm finished with the hi-hat pattern. I also kind of screwed around with the kick and drums a little bit, or the kick and snare a little bit, just because, you know, when you get an idea, if you want to change the stuff around that you already have, it's perfectly fine, as long as, you know, you can make it fit around that idea. So this is what it all sounds like together now. Alright, so now what we're gonna do a little bit of arranging. We're just gonna create an intro here, and I think what we're gonna do is we're just gonna put some EQ on this real quick. We're gonna take the highs and the lows out, and yeah. Okay, so now it's done. We literally just took the highs and lows out, and it's automated so that when it hits this part, which is gonna be the end of the intro, it's just gonna turn off. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna add some 808s in here. So I'm gonna go find an 808 real quick, and then I'll be right back. All right, so now I got the 808s in here. Basically, it's a really simple pattern. It's just following like the base of the sample. And here's what that sounds like. I'm gonna solo it real quick, and then I'll play it with the mix. All right, here's with the mix. All right, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put some hats in the background. I'm just gonna make another track here, and so those are gonna be like the accent hats for this song, but I'm gonna put some like lighter, lower in volume hats in the background just to give it more pace. All right, so last thing we're gonna do for this beat is we're gonna add some output. So I'm gonna make another MIDI track here. I'm gonna put arcade on it, and then we're gonna find a sample that we like. All right, so I found this pack. It's called Holy Divine. I don't even know if it sounds good, but just for the sake of it, I'm gonna use it. We're gonna make it sound good. We're gonna do some stuff. All right, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play some stuff, figure out where I want it, and then I'm gonna probably put some, I don't know if this sample really sounds good, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna screw around with it, and I'll show you guys the product. All right, so I got everything where I wanted it, and this is what the sample sounds like now. This is panned all the way to the right. The sample's not that good. I just wanted it for the memes, to be honest, just because it has Holy Divine in it. But it still works. It still adds texture to the song. I can maybe use it in the chorus, but for now, we're just gonna do some structuring to the song, and then we'll be done. All right, so here's how I structured it. It's basically just an intro, a verse, a chorus, where I also put more automation on for the EQ. The EQ kicks in. Here's what the chorus sounds like. All right, so after that, I'm just gonna mix it, and then I'll show you the final product in the end. All right, so I finished the beat. Basically, all I did was did a little bit of gain staging, a little bit of mixing, and I changed the hats up because I wasn't vibing with them. But that's about it, guys. So this beat will be available in my BeatStars in the description, as well as on my other YouTube Came Out Beats, which is also gonna be in the description. So yeah, the full beat will be played at the end of the video. So catch you guys.